unedited, unfiltered, raw. Welcome to our motherfucking YouTube channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you guys on a journey. Not only to speak on my weight loss journey, but a spiritual one that embarked on my mind during said weight loss journey. I don't know, man. Am I bullshitting you? I don't know. Okay, let's take a gander and a ponder upon my mind. Okay. But anyways, man, I do want to kind of go into how, like, I ended up cracking the code, the DaVinci code of being able to find, what works for me. I've been lifting weights for the past 8-10 years or so, broski. And before that, I've been an athletic kid. I used to box when I was a child, and I wrestled in high school for a year or two, but my main sport was boxing. Ran track for a year, but just for the LOLs. Ran a marathon last year, broskadiskish, and and I've been shredded my whole life, to be honest with you, brah. But this past couple years, I've been struggling, and what's really kind of helped me crack this DaVinci code this past 2 years is just listening to my body, but not by just that. It's also understanding where you stand mentally and how you act emotionally when it comes to said food, and not just said food, but also macronutrient intake, okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to burp there for a second, so I looked away, okay? Alrighty, broski, so listen how I did it. So these past couple years, I started counting my macros, led to a bad place, but sticking to that gun, it actually helped me figure everything out, especially these past couple months. And all I did was, because I kind of went mentally challenged with it, and started like a while ago, like an idiot, and like consuming too much protein, like 1.2 grams per pound up to like 1.5. It was nuts. Well, I did that while I was marathon training. It was just crazy as fuck, broski, eating like 3K calories plus a day. Anyways, man, so I was tracking my macros, been tracking my macros, and bro, man, ever since I like dropped that protein intake by a lot and then lowered my fat intake by like more than half, brah, the carbs, brah. And then I also experimented with my diet. This whole time I really been keeping it to whole foods, like 90%. The most I'd have is like a protein shake a day, and that, that's as highly processed as it gets for me. And then the occasional cheat meal once every 2-3 weeks, and alcohol on the weekends every 2-3 weeks. And that's only hard liquor, no beer, and that's just when I'm with the boys and having a blast. Okay. Yeah, brah. So yeah, broskadiskish, let me explain how I did it. Just to break it down. I'd have at least like a salad a day, pretty much. Right? And then I also experimented to where I'd eat 3 salads in a day. And you'll be like, why'd you do that? Isn't that crazy? Like, why are you eating so much salad? It's like, well, I need to know what it is. Is it more, say, the fiber intake, or is it the macro intake? Is it the whole foodness of it? Is it the level of process the food is? Is it the level of all this? I wanted to know, and I wanted to explore, okay, what happens if I eat this cereal, this protein cereal, right? What happens if I eat like this cereal? Okay, what happens if I have fiber bread? Okay, what happens if I don't have fiber breads? Okay, what happens if I have whole wheat bread? What happens if I have rice? What happens? Where's my satiety from this hour to this hour? I like logged it in by my mind. I'm like, well, I'm more hungry now at 2 p.m. versus when I was hungry at 2 p.m. when I had this macronutrient breakdown yesterday. Okay, I'm actually satisfied at 2 p.m. off of 1,000 calories versus being hungry at 1,500. What did I do today differently that I did different yesterday? Okay, let me redo that, but let me do it with a different food group, and let me do it with the same macronutrient intake. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I say macronutrient intake, I'm talking fat, carbs, and protein. Okay, you could switch the, oh, it looks like you could switch the food around. Looks like you could, it doesn't have to be the same exact meal every day. It's as long as the macros on it is fine. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, but you know, if it's unprocessed, it may be a little different. Okay. But at the end of the day, if it's unprocessed, you may not have been, you'll still be in a deficit by only this much, or, oh, even if it's unprocessed, you know, it won't be like, you may not have immediate satiety, feelings of satiety, but lasting feelings of satiety are also important. Oh, it's not just the quality of food, it's also the quantity in terms of energy that you have throughout the day. Because I get a lot of steps in. I get about 20K step-aroos a day in. A year ago, I was getting 30K for a solid 6 months, 7, 8 months. No cap, no cappuccino, broski. So, you know, I had to play with it, really, and I documented it, not necessarily on paper. The way I track my macros and the way I do my food and everything is I have it on my notes app, and I literally track it like a fucking, like, you know, those people who do shit in a notebook type shit. So that's me, bro. And that's what I did with my food. And then I kind of even turned it into like a food log. Okay, how do I feel here when I have this much water and this much? So I kind of, dude, I fucking figured out the goddamn DaVinci Code, broski. I figured out the DaVinci Code. And right now, the DaVinci Code is telling me to keep your protein low. Actually, it's not only about the caloric intake, about keeping my protein low, it's also how I feel, okay? It sounds crazy, but I feel a lot healthier with a lower protein intake. As of right now, you know, if I'm trying to put on weight, I guess I'll up my protein. Because no matter, right now, it just seems to be like, for me, it's like if I hit a certain carb intake, then I'm good. But those other two macronutrients, I could eat as much as I want. I won't get satisfied. So for me right now, carbs are just working really well. And as I say, man, we work in seasons. We don't know. Maybe I cracked the DaVinci Code today. I didn't crack it tomorrow. Just because, you know, you're in the NBA today, buddy, doesn't mean you can't be a bench player tomorrow. You got to keep grinding. So you got to always remember that. I'm always a student to the game. But this student has been learning, and not only am I more satisfied, I'm going to go back to that analogy of being full at certain hours based on certain calories. I'm more satisfied at 1-2 p.m. at 1,000 calories that'll let me go till dinner nearly than I would be at 1,500 calories with a higher protein intake, which is nuts. Because they do talk about the satiety levels of protein. That's why I say, man, we're all so different. You know, that's why, you know, when someone says they do this diet or that diet, well, I understand it may really just work with you and it just doesn't work for me, you know? Like, I don't know if it has a lot to do with diabetes running in my family, but that it runs in my family. So I think I'm just naturally geared towards carbs, broski. I'm a carb guy. You know, it's like I could have all the protein in the world, but if I restrict my carbs, I'm going to want carbs at the end of the day. Like, no matter what, like, what do I crave is carbs. Like, I'm like, oh shit, I want carbs. And then my energy's just out the wazoo.